So earlier today, I posted on Instagram this little thing about, how no season lasts forever, and things have to get better. Like we see it everywhere in life. Nothing stays terrible forever. But there are some things that do seem like they stay terrible for a very, very, very long time. But anyways, I was saying that, stay in there. If you're in the trenches, that's probably where you're supposed to be. There's value in learning and growth. And then I drive to work, and after I finish up at my work, I hop in the car. Car would not start, dude. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. We've had so many issues with cars, and it's like you keep dropping money into these things because you kind of have to have one in order to get around and get to work. It just was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was just talking about earlier, like, hey, keep your head up, kid. And then sure enough, I hop in my car and it goes, Eventually I was able to get it started, but that thing needs to get taken in. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm not a car guy, which is frustrating. If you're not gonna be a rich guy, you probably should be a car guy, or in the very least a handy guy. I'm not. So, well, I'm moderately handy, just not with cars. I got 3s today on back squat. You probably notice that these are pretty light. And so on Instagram, you can sometimes find gems on periodization and programming. And I came across this plan that this guy did for bench, where it's 8 weeks long, and then it's 2 times a week. And like day one is a 8x3 at sub 70, it's 68%. And then you go up 5 pounds, and then it's 5x3. Then you go up another 5 pounds, and then it's a 3x3 or something like that. And each week you take that same format for day one, you add 5 pounds essentially for 8 weeks. And then week 2, it's lighter, but still 5x5. And then also just a crap ton of volume. So long story short, I've been having issues with my knee ever since I tore it slipping on that wet grass. I can't remember exactly how it happened. It's happened a couple times where it's you slip and I just felt something pop. Every time I start really pushing it in cleans or in a squat, it will start swelling up again. So I'm I'm going to commit. So I've been doing this program actually for my bench, and I hit a 280 pause-ish bench with no extra caffeine, no music, no hype. And my all-time best bench is 300 pounds. And I have a few weeks left. I'm feeling and I was also tired. This was after all the volume. So I'm man, I think I'm going to finally hit 315, which has been a good goal. I'm very excited to get there. But I think this might be kind of the most OP way for not only kind of getting this amazing hypertrophy stimulus, but also just getting strong. So how I've been doing it for squats, just because I don't want my knee to blow up, I'm only doing 1 squat day a week. And then the second day is going to be probably deadlift. But then on my squat day, I have a lot of accessories. So I'm doing single leg quad extension along with quad iso. So after I do my reps, I hold it for 30 seconds. I'm doing hamstring curls, which those honestly, laying flat hamstring curls seem to be the greatest game changer for my knee health. I see it over and over again. I will do those and my knee will feel exceptionally better after I do them. And then recently I'm backing off the sprinting. But I still want to keep aspects of training that are going to keep developing those sort of qualities. So I'm adding in extremely heavy step-ups, just a 3x3 at the end prior to doing the single leg extension and curling. And so we'll see. In 8 weeks, I'm hopeful. Instead of adding 5 pounds each week, I'm adding 10 for as long as I can and keep that volume up. But we'll see. This is week 2. Things are feeling okay. and it's feeling way better than last week. But I actually had to take Saturday off from training because my hamstring kept cramping up throughout the day. I was doing some gardening, I bent over and just like clenched. It hurt so bad. June being Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, thought it's kind of interesting the differences between male depression and female depression. I heard a psychologist one time say that most of male depression is learned helplessness. It's kind of funny. I saw this thing. I'm not sure if it was real or not. I think it was a comedian. But he was talking about how like these Taliban soldiers who, after they took over Afghanistan, were complaining about their 9-to-5 job and how, they had freedom and they could, wake up and either riding horses and shooting guns. And now they're just like getting up, going to the office, and they're learning that helplessness. And I'm even thinking about in my scenario, like money's tight. I don't have money to keep dumping into these cars. And so I'm kind of in a point where it's like, I don't feel like I have any options. But that's never true. That's never true. And so I'm kind of self-therapizing myself as we talk about this. But like for me, there are definitely things I could do. One, I could find a new job. So I'm not saying like getting out of doing therapy, but like finding a different clinic that I can get paid more or get more clients, things like of that nature. And then suddenly, when I change this way of thinking, suddenly I have a greater sense of hope and autonomy, which is kind of what you need. The reasons why those Taliban soldiers loved the freedom they had was there's nobody, there's the top guy telling them what to do, but in the grand scheme of things, they were kind of their own men. They were rogue. And I think part of what happens is as you get older, you create these alliances with people and things that that don't deserve your loyalty. So like think about a job that's not meeting your financial needs or goals, but the owner is a great guy and there's nothing wrong with respecting those people and trying to honor them. But at the same time, your highest loyalty should be to your family. My highest loyalty is not making money. If I did not have a wife and kids, I would not need to make nearly as much money as I need to. But that's just the reality. And if I am to place like loyalty to bosses or whatnot, I'm actually being disloyal to my wife and my kids. So kind of like a decision-making blueprint when you find yourself in these sort of situations is, okay, what is your highest priority? What is your highest priorities? My highest priority is like I'm a dad and a husband. That trumps everything above being a therapist, above anything. So therefore, I need to make decisions based on that. And if I'm not able to do husbandry and fathering well because of, like, let's say a financial reason, then it is my duty to remove that obstacle. And so so it's like first you have to identify what is your highest priority. And then you have to isolate actions that you can make to change that. And then thirdly, you have to make decisions. This is part of the problem, though, is when you have conflicting loyalties, right? That is the real difficult part. And then it comes down to you have to make a decision, an informed, concise decision. Don't do it when you're hungry, tired, or, I don't know, you have just physical needs that need to be met. Do it when you're feeling sober-minded, get advice and wisdom, and then you make that decision, and then you have to take responsibility. You have to accept it. You have to own it. Truly make it your own. I'm going to do these squats. Also, I snatched 305. I hang snatched 305, which was a PR. So that was pretty sick. I've not hit snatch PR like that in a while, like 2 years. What's crazy is all this volume, what it does to my legs. Like, it's not heavy, but my legs just get wrecked from it. So this would be my encouragement to you, fellow astronauts, on this trip through outer space on the ship called Earth, okay? Is don't lose hope. Your depression is probably learned. You believe that there is no hope, there are no options. There's always hope, there's always options. You have to always remember every season comes to an end and a new season starts. It's funny because, like 6 months ago, dude, I was like, money was great, cars were working great, social media stuff was popping. I was like, woo! And it's so easy because I definitely took that season for granted. But there's still so much value even in this season. And it's very important to have those seasons of grinding. It's important to have those 6 to 7, 8 weeks of working hard, building up to PRs. You can't PR every day. If you had euphoric things happening every day, nothing would feel euphoric. And I mean, that's called the drug addiction. So hang in there. You guys can do it. I believe in you. Sorry for not posting more frequently. Part of the feeling like I'm in the trenches is less desire to post and just feeling less qualified or having things to say. So thank you for following. Peace.